if in 2019, the responsive classroom approach creates an ideal environment for learning. Every teacher should know about it. This quote emphasizes the importance of teachers' strategies to create an effective learning for students. Aside from preparing a lesson plan to be able to create a smooth flow of instruction, they also need to think of strategies that they can apply to maintain the students' engagement and discipline within a classroom. This type of strategy is called the classroom management plan, which is mostly found in lesson plans and delivered before the actual discussion of the teacher. One of the most crucial and challenging part of being a teacher is to create an environment where students can feel comfortable, welcomed, valued, and be engaged in learning. This is why the teachers need to create and apply an effective classroom management skill which can help them to create a favorable environment that will make their students have a sense of belongingness so that they will feel free to explore more learning opportunities within the boundaries and standards established by the collaborative efforts of teachers themselves and the students. In this video, we will be learning about the different things that we should consider in creating a learning environment plan as well as their components and importance to the development of students.
It is imperative for a teacher to connect with students, and this can be done with an effective learning management plan. Learning management plan is created and implemented by documenting all course materials into a logical plan for training the learners or performers on a task or subject, such as ensuring all course materials, reserving classroom space, scheduling and notifying the learners, and gathering all equipment and supplies. Learning management plan is a set of instructions that provides the instructors and training staff with the information required to lead and conduct the learning process in a performance improvement. Teachers must be knowledgeable in the area that they are teaching and must be able to develop a relationship with students that will allow them to learn and be productive. Once a teacher creates a learning environment for students with positive interactions, students and teachers will both be able to grow and learn within the classroom.
Classroom design and rules and discipline are the two components of learning management plan. Classroom design is a process of planning, organizing, and building an environment that maximizes student achievement. Effective classroom design incorporates a range of physical elements, including classroom layout, seating arrangement, lighting, acoustics, furniture, color, to ensure the best learning environment for your students. The classroom is an important place where children spend a vast majority of their time. It's imperative that the learning environment be inviting and full of positivity to encourage both teaching and study.
We firmly believe that all the actions and interventions in the areas of classroom design, scheduling and organization, rules and discipline, instructional techniques, and communication strategies that have been gathered from the interview are excellent practices as a part of classroom management. As we all know, students nowadays are so advanced, so we still must think of new techniques to keep them disciplined. Therefore, all the practices, strategies, and experiences that were shared during the interview will greatly help us in preparing ourselves to be effective and efficient teachers and improving our classroom management plan in the future. Additionally, a well-planned classroom has a big impact on achieving a productive study environment and effective classroom management that involves the implementation of strategies and techniques to establish a positive and orderly learning atmosphere. Because if you have a well-organized plan, you will surely create and maintain a safe and productive study environment. Furthermore, a study conducted by the National Center for Education Statistics found that classroom with effective management had significantly higher student achievement than those without. And other research has shown that When teachers use classroom management strategies such as clear expectations, clear rules, and positive reinforcement, students are more likely to be engaged in learning and have higher academic performance. Here are some tips for setting ideals, values, beliefs, and goals in a learning management plan. First, practice routines for all the tasks we are required to do during class and arrange the smooth flow of every teaching instruction we do during the teaching and learning process. Second, encourage collaboration and communication between students, teachers, and families to build a safe, conducive, and inclusive learning environment for all the pupils. Third, the teacher must see to it that the teaching strategies, integration of technology, and incorporation of 21st century skills into instruction are beneficial to the learners to support student learning. Fourth, building a classroom that motivates learners to learn and explore the lesson will foster their critical thinking skills and problem-solving skills. And lastly, focus on the learner's improvement, growth, and development. In creating a criteria and standards for judging the quality of the classroom learning environment should include, first, activity choice must be based on its alignment with the lesson's intended learning outcomes. Second, creating a learner-centered classroom or environment. Third, appropriate use of technology in the classroom and making sure of the availability of resources and materials for learning. And lastly, create a set of rules, regulation, and procedures during instructions to strengthen respect inside the classroom.
According to the teachers that we interviewed, most of them have the same ways on how they make the best practices in creating effective learning management plan towards their learners. In terms of their classroom design, they prefer it organized, safe, conducive to learning, free from any academic pressure, and fostering learners' academic individual growth, classroom participation, and for seating arrangement is a boy-girl arrangement because they think this setup is effective because usually boys behave and listen to the teacher. Teaching style should focus on the learner's needs, consider the learner's ability, weaknesses and strength, and consider the learner's individual differences. For the rules and discipline, be attentive or smart, be courteous at all times, come to class every day, and avoid tardiness. Equal treatment for learners, always raise your hand before asking or speaking and respect each other. And these rules should be imposed to their classroom in order for them to have a disciplined learners. Next is scheduling and organization, like separating all the classroom activities, school activities, and forms that need to be accomplished, setting deadlines for all activities, reports, and other things, organizing an activity calendar or timeline. And this schedule should be presented during the first day of the class. Next is about their instructional techniques. Some examples of these are the problem-solving technique for enrichment of learners' higher order thinking skills or HOTS, graphic organizers for learners to foster a deeper understanding of complex topics, group works or group activities to foster collaboration and brainstorming, and student interaction through board work discussion. It is important to choose the best instructional techniques that will always be suited to the learner's needs and learning styles. Additionally, the collaboration and engagement of the learners are signs that the instructional techniques used are effective. Also, they give an importance in communicating, such as being open-minded in addressing the issue inside and outside the classroom. Good speaker and listener during teacher and parent meetings.
In enhancing academic performance and result, it is important for teachers to make learners behave in class. Although it can be difficult, teachers play a significant part in fostering a learning atmosphere, enhancing student behavior, and enhancing academic performance at all levels of school. When the right strategies are used to enhance behavior in the classroom, teachers can achieve outstanding accomplishment. There are 5 strategies to improve classroom behavior and academic outcomes. First, relationship between behavior and academic performance. an organization that teaches and trains professional educators the positive behavioral interventions and support program. Cites a number of research on its website that indicates students who exhibit bad classroom behavior frequently struggle with academic skills. Academic behavior outcomes describe the effects that students' behavior may have on their capacity to maintain high performance in the classroom. The classroom environment becomes less favorable when behavior academic outcomes are linked to unpleasant circumstances and substandard behavior by students, and teachers may find it difficult to give the class the best education possible. Any grade level can experience improved academic results if students adopt positive behavioral adjustment. Second, offering rewards. Offering prizes is a helpful tool when it comes to motivational techniques that can assist pupils in maintaining improved behavior. According to successfulschools.org, teachers can impact student motivation and make improvements to the situation. Teachers are able to effectively handle challenging student behavior by establishing a classroom management reward system. A classroom management incentive system is an excellent tool to encourage students to work on accomplishment and better behavior during class, even though it might not be appropriate in all circumstances.
Focus on achievement, a simple approach for keeping students interested in the topic being covered in class, is to hold them to high standards of performance in education. The Center for Comprehensive School Reform and Improvement, CCSRI, published a report in 2010 that examined methods for enhancing students' conduct. A class culture of achievement, according to the report, using positive students' engagement to increase students' achievement, involves students in the process of learning and understanding new things. Setting high educational standards, challenging students to meet them, encouraging students to ask questions, and making adjustments to meet the needs of every student are all part of a comprehensive strategy that must be used to focus on student achievement in the classroom. At first, behavioral issues in the classroom may seem disruptive, but positive classroom management techniques coupled with high standards can pique students' interest in the subject matter. Each student can be naturally motivated by having high expectations for them, encouraging their inquiries and involving them in the program. Support, encouragement, and the conviction that children can meet high standards are necessary to help children overcome behavioral difficulties and distractions. Provide hands-on assignments. The CCSRI claims that including different learning styles in the curriculum will help pupils stay interested. Since every student has a unique learning style, not every student will be engaged by traditional instruction. Giving pupils active learning and alternatives and activities will give them something new to focus on and will stimulate movement, both of which can lessen behavioral issues caused by boredom, attention deficit disorder, or similar issues. It's easy to capture students' interest and maintain it by differentiating the task. Academic results and behavior can alter when kids are inspired to participate and learn.
The classroom rules and procedures that we will formulate to ensure discipline and order in our classroom are the following. Coming to class. In order to prevent students from arriving late, they are advised to arrive about 5 minutes early so they can be late in our class discussion. They should check in every day to make sure they are finishing the task. Participation in class. We need to establish expectations for both synchronous and asynchronous participation in order to make sure that everyone understood the lesson. Setting rules for kindness, politeness, and not tolerating any form of cheating is also crucial, particularly in an online setting. Raise your hand. Students are asked to raise their hands in order to reduce noise and distractions during the discussion. Respect for your teacher and fellow student. It is important because it fosters a positive classroom culture. Be consistent in correcting the students' misbehavior. Also, in order to positively influence the conversation and uphold our behavior in the classroom and toward our students. Informing parents or other legal guardians of the situation involving their children. It keeps track of any adjustments, advancements, and problems that must be fixed in order to promote better learning. In a safe classroom, teachers can provide education and guidance, promote positive student behaviors, and prevent negative behaviors and accidents. Many factors impact classroom safety, including physical distractions and obstacles and the action of adults and children. Teachers can't remove every danger from their classrooms, but they can reduce risk and incidents, keep the learning environment in our classroom safe and comfortable by eliminating any distractions. Your student might benefit from a rewards and consequences system at home to provide the motivation they require. Here are some suggestions for setting up a system because motivating student is difficult. Recognize rewards. An incentive is not a bribe. Your student gains access to it by correctly following your instructions. Let your student have a say. Giving your student a say in the reward he receives can increase its attraction. Change the reward if your student seems to be losing motivation after a few weeks, but be sure to first discuss it with them. Be specific. Some people may be too distracted or dissatisfied to pay attention. Some student has difficulty understanding the why, what, and when in your request. So it can be helpful to closely pair your instructions with the reward for finishing a task. Recognize consequences. Although they can occasionally appear to be punishments, consequences are not punishments. Your student can use them to learn that certain things in life have natural consequences. Students' behavior can be structured and organized with aid of this knowledge.